right, I was weaving along and I just threw my shuttle across. I can find which, where was I on here for you? There we go. All right, I was right here. I threw the shuttle across and see if it'll happen again. Put this back here. So I go to throw the shuttle and it just stopped. So what's going on here? I was weaving along, everything was fine. Well, apparently when I wound this, I didn't wind it quite properly, and it usually happens somewhere near the beginning of winding your bobbin, or perhaps near the end. So sometimes it just maybe wrapped around, or perhaps it rolled off too fast, or didn't roll off slow enough. So I undid that. Let's see what happens if I keep weaving. Keep going. Looks like I caught that there. Well, it happened again. And what happens then is that it kind of tugs at the end of your fabric, and it kind of brings in. What I suggest if that happens, two things. First of all, take your shuttle out and beat it. And now make sure you unwind a little bit and throw the shuttle. Maybe you might have to gently pull it a little bit and beat it. Let's see if it's going to happen again. I notice it happens with certain kinds of yarn, and also it seems to always happen when I get near the end of a bobbin. When the bobbin is, yeah, there it goes again. So it got stuck again. It's that angle down there. Again, what I suggest, taking that out, beat it, because you want that selvage to stay nice. Unwind a little bit, and then keep weaving. Now, the other thing, it's probably going to keep happening since you're near the end of your weaving. Now, let's see, there it goes again. Again, it had to do with a couple of things going on when this was wound on, kind of, or as it was coming off the other end. Maybe I threw the shuttle too quickly and it wound off too fast. The other thing right now, what I like to do is I like to advance the warp a little bit. So we're going to release that a little bit. Sometimes that has something to do with that. Not always, but we'll see if that helps at all. No, it's still going to do that. Caught it up again. Like I said, back her up. It could seem to be a little bit of a pain, but just another thing is just keep watching your selvages. Wind that off. And also, when you start your bobbin, if the yarn wraps around itself, sometimes that causes some issues that I'm having right now. Almost to the end. I'm trying to keep my shuttle out of the camera right now. And I don't normally pinch that, but I knew that was going to be the last one off. Took that off. And I even have a little indentation there. Of course, I'm not real happy with that, so what I'm going to do is off camera, I am going to actually probably go back and reweave that. And you can do the same thing. What I mean is that we will weave backwards. Actually, I'll just show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it all out. Oh, got that caught on that one there. Let's see if we can get that out of there. All right, so now I'm going to basically take it out. See where I'm at on my, there we go. Gotta find out where I was. The other night, if you happen to still have some of that on the bobbin, and what you're going to see that I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my yarn through the slot in the side of the shuttle, and I am going to hand wind it on to get started. It's always better to wind it on tight. Now you're going to see me do something else here. And not a problem if you're just start doing a little bit. What I sometimes do though is I'll put this in here and I might wind it a little bit. So now we have to see where was the next one. I'm almost, I think I got two more I have to do here. This one, and I believe this is where it did that tugging. All right, so now what I said before is just gently beat it. There we go. Now this has, what you notice is that I call my selvages organic because I don't do floating selvages. I don't need to have them. This is wearable and it's going to flow. It's not going to lay on the table. So as long as your selvages are consistent, here we are, we're at the end. I'm okay with a little bit of what we call waviness. Some of you might call that. I just happen to like the look. I think it softens the edge of the fabric a little bit. And again, great for shawls, scarves, and a lot of kind of wearable items. And as you see, I like to get to where I'm at the end of the pattern. And I take the tension off. Whoop, that fell down in there. And now I'm ready to take a little break, and I'll come back to weave this fabric a little bit later on.